Ever noticed you're dropping by friends' houses less as you get older? Maybe you used to be the social butterfly, always popping in, hitting every event, and keeping your calendar packed. But something shifts over time. You pause before heading out, and those casual visits don't feel as essential anymore. Here's the truth. That's completely fine. In this video, we're exploring 7 heartfelt reasons why I've scaled back on visiting. This isn't about turning anti-subs or closing off. It's about understanding how priorities evolve, relationships deepen, and choosing where to spend your time matters more than ever. If you've felt this way but couldn't quite put it into words, stay till the end, as these insights might just transform how you view yourself and your connections. Giving you confidence in your choices, let's dive in. One of the wisest lessons you learn as you age is that not every social interaction is worth your peace of mind. There was a time you might have put up with gossip, petty conflicts, or people who brought more negativity than joy. But over the years, you realize protecting your calm is far more valuable than keeping every connection. It's not that you don't care about others, you're just done with drama. You no longer feel the urge to argue over small stuff, rehash old grudges, or sit through conflict that leave you drained. When visiting someone means facing unnecessary stress, be it family tension, passive-aggressive jabs, or the same tired arguments, you start asking, why am I putting myself through this? Think about it. Have you ever left a gathering emotionally exhausted? Maybe you endured a dinner filled with complaints, or visited someone out of duty, only to hear negativity, gossip, or criticism. There comes a point when you see that time spent in tense settings is time you'll never get back. At this stage of life, every moment counts. Take Clara, a 68-year-old retired nurse. She used to visit certain relatives regularly, even though each trip left her emotionally wiped out. The air was always thick with tension, with arguments lurking, and a sense she wasn't valued. One day, she decided enough was enough. She focused on people who made her feel loved, welcomed, and respected. For the first time in years, socializing felt like a joy again. Here's the truth. You have every right to safeguard your time and energy. You don't owe anyone your presence, especially if it costs your happiness. Choosing to skip unnecessary stress isn't rude, it's wise. Those who truly care won't guilt you into enduring negativity just to keep a relationship alive. If this resonates, comment 1 below and share your story. Haven't subscribed? Hit that button and ring the bell for more tips to thrive in your golden years. As you age, you realize your energy isn't boundless anymore. Things that once felt endlessly boring, driving across town, chatting for hours, or hitting every social gathering now take a bigger toll. It's not that you don't want to see people. You're just choosier about where your time and energy go. You start asking, who really matters to me? In your younger years, socializing often meant casting a wide net, keeping up with acquaintances, staying connected, and filling your calendar. But over time, something shifts. You crave quality over quantity. Instead of rushing to see everyone, you want to spend your moments with those who lift you up, make you feel at ease, and spark genuine joy. Those casual visits that once seemed mandatory, they can feel like a drain on your limited energy, especially when you could be nurturing bonds that truly enrich your life. Think about it. How often have you dragged yourself somewhere out of obligation, only to come home wiped out? You sit through dull evasion, spend time with folks who don't really get you, and leave wishing you'd stayed home. At some point, you see that your time is precious, and not everyone deserves a slice of it. Take George, a 74-year-old retired mechanic. He used to feel bad turning down invitations, worry people would think he didn't care. But over time, he noticed something. The people who truly valued him didn't need constant visits to stay close. Instead of pouring energy into shallow interactions, he focused on deeper, more meaningful relationships. Suddenly, socializing wasn't a chore. It was a delight. This isn't about shutting yourself off. It's about choosing wisely. You don't have to be everywhere or see everyone to show you care. Real connections don't need endless FaceTime. They thrive on heartfelt appreciation, understanding, and mutual respect for each other's time. If this resonates, comment 2 below and share your story. Haven't subscribed? Hit that button and ring the bell for more tips to thrive in your golden years. When you were younger, socializing often felt like a numbers game. The more friends, invitations, and packed your schedule, the more connected you seemed. But as you age, you realize true fulfillment doesn't come from how many people fill your life, but from the depth of those connections. Instead of rushing to visit just to keep up, many seniors choose to invest in fewer, more meaningful relationships. At this stage, shallow friendships lose their appeal. You're not out to impress, prove anything, or cling to ties that don't bring real joy. The people who matter don't need constant visits or check-ins to stay close. There's a quiet understanding that friendship isn't about physical presence. It's about showing up in ways that count. Think about all the acquaintances you've known over the years, people you spent time with out of habit, convenience, or obligation. Now ask, how many truly added value to your life? If the answer is not many, it's no wonder you feel less need to maintain a wide net as you grow older. Lasting friendships aren't built on convenience or routine. They're rooted in genuine understanding, trust, and appreciation. Take Ellen, a 69-year-old retired teacher. She used to feel she had to keep up with everyone, planning to avoid being forgotten. But over time, she saw that those who truly cared didn't need constant effort. She focused on relationships that felt lighter, where weeks or months apart didn't dim the bond, and they'd pick up right where they left off. Suddenly, her social life wasn't a duty, it was a source of real connection. Choosing quality over quantity isn't about cutting people off or orderlating yourself. It's about prioritizing bonds that uplift you and letting go of those that don't. True friendship isn't measured by how often you meet, but by how you feel when you're together. If this resonates, comment 3 below and share your story. Having subscribed, hit that button and ring the bell for more tips to thrive in your golden years. There's something about home that just feels right. Over the years, you've crafted a space that's truly yours, a haven where you can unwind, reflect, and be yourself. As you age, that comfort becomes more precious than ever. The thought of getting dressed, driving across town, making small talk, and sitting in someone else's space doesn't hold the same appeal it once did. It's not about dodging people, it's about cherishing the peace of your own surroundings. When you were younger, there was a drive to always be on the move, chasing social events and new experiences. But with time, you realize staying out isn't always better than staying in. There's a unique joy in waking up in your own bed, sipping coffee from your favorite mug, and knowing your day will unfold exactly as you choose. No pressure to entertain, no need to fit someone else's schedule. Just the ease of a space that's all yours. For some, visiting others means navigating unwelcoming settings. Maybe their home is too loud, too chaotic, or just not comfy for long visits. Perhaps the chairs aren't supportive, the vibe feels off, or you simply don't feel as relaxed as you do at home. The truth is, as you age, your comfort outweighs social expectations. If you find more happiness staying home than trekking to visit others, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Like Henry, a 71-year-old retired carpenter. He used to feel guilty declining invitations, but every visit left him counting the minutes until he could leave. The noise, distractions, and unfamiliar settings wore him out. One day, he decided to stop forcing himself to go just because he felt he should. Instead, he started inviting people to his place on his terms. Suddenly, socializing became something he looked forward to, not dreaded. Home feels like home for a reason. It's your sanctuary, filled with your favorite things, where you move at your own pace without the weight of being a guest. Choosing to spend more time there isn't isolation, it's embracing the comfort you've worked hard to create. If this resonates, comment 4 below and share your story. Having subscribed, hit that button and ring the bell for more tips to thrive in your golden years. One of the greatest insights that comes with age is realizing the best friendships don't hinge on frequent visits or regular check-ins. When you were younger, it might have felt like relationships needed constant upkeep, frequent calls, regular drop-ins, always staying in touch. But as you grow older, you see that true connections don't fade just because you see someone less often. Life naturally pulls people in different directions. Families grow, priorities shift, yet the strongest bonds, the ones that truly matter, are built on something deeper than physical presence. They're rooted in mutual respect, understanding, and a quiet connection that doesn't need constant reinforcement. Some of the closest friendships are those where you might go weeks, months, or even years without meeting. But when you reconnect, it's like no time has passed. Think of your own friends. There are likely people you don't see as often anymore, but when you do, it feels just like old times. You don't need to prove loyalty or be ever so plain about it. The bond is already there. On the flip side, you might recall past relationships where you invested time visiting, yet deep down, they didn't truly fulfill you. Take Martha, a 72-year-old retired librarian. She used to feel guilty for not visiting people as much, fearing those ties would slip away without effort. But she found the opposite. Those who genuinely cared never made her feel bad for visiting less. They understood life changes, and a strong friendship isn't about how often you meet, it's about showing up when it counts. That's why many seniors let go of the pressure to visit out of obligation. True friendships don't demand constant presence. They offer comfort, understanding, and a bond that time can't weaken. If someone guilts you for not visiting enough, it might be time to ask if that's the kind of friendship you want to keep. If this resonates, comment somewhere below and share your story. Haven't subscribed? Hit that button and ring the bell for more tips to thrive in your golden years. As you age, your perspective on life transforms. The things that once felt crucial, staying socially active, being seen, always part of the crowd, start to lose their shine. Instead, you zero in on what genuinely counts. You realize time is finite, and you begin making choices that reflect what brings you peace, fulfillment, and true happiness. For many seniors, this shift means visiting others, just for the sake of it, feels less necessary. Rather than filling time with activities that no longer spark joy, there's a deeper appreciation for self-care, personal growth, and savoring the present. Some find contentment in reading, others in hobbies they never had time for, and some in the quiet of home, reflecting on a life well turned. Think about it. How many moments have you spent doing things out of habit rather than genuine interest? In your younger years, you might have felt pressure to say yes to every invitation, keep up with social expectations, and always be on the go. But now you have the freedom to choose differently. You can prioritize what lights you up, whether that's time alone, with loved ones, or simply soaking in the calm that aging brings. Take Walter, a 70-year-old retired electrician. He used to be a social whirlwind, always at events, always present. But as he aged, he found more peace in solitude than constant socializing. He started spending hours outdoors, enjoying simple walks, diving into books he'd put off for years, and reflecting on what truly made him happy. Instead of forcing visits to keep up appearances, he embraced the idea that being alone wasn't loneliness. It was. This shift isn't about pushing people away, it's about honoring yourself. It's recognizing that the best way to live these years isn't by clinging to old habits, but by embracing what feels right, meaningful, and peaceful. If this resonates, comment 6 below and share your story. Haven't subscribed? Hit that button and ring the bell for more tips to thrive in your golden years. One of the profound realizations that comes with age is that you no longer need to rush to keep up with the world's pace. If you've started prioritizing a slower, more intentional rhythm, savoring your mornings, taking time for quiet moments, or declining invitations to avoid overcommitting, you're embracing a wisdom many overlook. Your shift isn't about withdrawing, it's about honoring your need for balance. In your younger years, life often felt like a race, saying yes to every visit, event, or obligation to stay connected. But as you age, you see that constant busyness can drain you, leaving little room for what truly rejuvenates. Studies like those from the Journal of Aging Research show that seniors who pace themselves report better mental health, lower stress, and greater life satisfaction. Rush to visit others out of habit can sap your joy, while a deliberate pace fosters peace. Take Clara, a 71-year-old retired seamstress. She used to feel pressured to fill her days with social calls, but they left her frazzled. One day she chose to skip a hectic gathering for a quiet afternoon gardening. She felt refreshed, not guilty. Her friends noticed her newfound calm and respected her choice to move at her own speed. Why does this matter? A slower pace protects your energy, sharpens your focus on meaningful moments, and reduces burnout. It's a sign you're listening to your body and heart. Test it next time you're invited somewhere. Ask if it fits your rhythm. If you're already savoring a slower pace, you're part of a rare group living with intention. To maintain it, set boundaries, prioritize rest, and choose activities that align with your energy. If this resonates, comment 7 below and share your story. Haven't subscribed? Hit that button and ring the bell for more tips to thrive in your golden years. As we wrap up, reflect on these 7 reasons why visiting less often isn't something to feel guilty about. Life evolves, priorities shift, and how we socialize naturally changes. Whether it's saving energy for meaningful connections, dodging unnecessary stress, cherishing your home's comfort, valuing quality over quantity, redefining personal priorities, or realizing true friendships don't need constant visits, These are all valid reasons to use your time wisely. Aging brings a beautiful freedom, living life your way. You're no longer pressured to keep up appearances, forced interactions, or visit just because it's expected. Instead, you choose what sparks joy, peace, and fulfillment. Your value lies in the relationships you nurture, not how often you show up. Focus on connections that uplift you, and you'll find the bonds that make life meaningful. Thank you for joining us. Share your story below. Which reason resonated most, and how will you apply it? Your thoughts inspire us, so don't hold back. Love this video? Like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more insights to thrive in your golden years. See you next time.